A couple of months ago, I was rummaging through my mom's old camera box to try and find the battery for her large Canon camcorder, as I presumed that it would be able to take great train photos. We never did find the battery, but we did find a bunch of other interesting cameras, including this, a Canon Powershot A630 from 2006. I became quite fascinated with this camera, especially after using it in my video where I filmed the train with like 7 different cameras at once. It really had that classic 2000s train video style, and I really wanted to shoot more trains with it. On July 18th, as you probably saw in the previous video, I was out to catch NS-265 with NS-8098, the Conrail Heritage Unit, leading. I figured as a proof of concept, and also because it's Conrail, I should try filming it with this camera. Of course, I wanted to get a shot of it with the main camera, so I handed the A630 off to my mom, and she was able to get this very impressive and very early 2000s looking clip of 8098. Then, on July 25th, it was time to use this camera to film some more trains properly. On this day, I was supposed to go out to catch Amtrak 174, the Mark B. Kenny unit, on the Floridian. But of course it got delayed because of course it was following Amtrak's amazing super schedule. Anyways, I was already scheduled to go rail fanning this day, and I really just felt like rail fanning, and so I figured that since I'm just going to be seeing random trains, I might as well try to film them with the A630 to get some unique shots. Anyways, as we were pulling in, guess what showed up? A train. An intermodal, which I didn't get to see the power of here, but I did see it go by on the Elkhart cam with a Dash 9 and Ace trailing, so that was kind of a loss. When we got to the depot, the signal was already green, so I quickly set up the A630 on a tripod and waited before eventually the headlight of this Norfolk Southern Elkhart originating manifest showed up. I decided for the first shot at least to get a normal shot with my camcorder and a tripod shot with the A630. The train was, as I said, an Elkhart originating manifest with, guess what? A C6M duo. Oh boy. Super rare. You see now why I wanted to get unique shots, because this is the Norfolk Southern Chicago line. If you just go out for random trains, well, there's a pretty high chance it's just going to be C6M duos. And speaking of unique shots, here's the shot from the A630. You can see now why I said that this camera definitely gives an early 2000s style. I mean, what do you expect? It's 480p, standard definition, and of course the camera was made in 2006. So this is exactly what you would expect. This was about the standard for cameras back then. Also, because the camera takes up so little space, because it's so low quality, I could actually film entire trains on this trip. I filmed pretty much this entire manifest, which didn't really end up being that interesting because it was actually a really, really short one. You can literally already see the end coming. Why they're dedicating 2 giant C6Ms for this, I have no idea. And here's the shot from the camcorder. 1080p 60 FPS isn't exactly the greatest quality ever in 2025, but it definitely does at least show how much the video quality has improved since 2006. A little while after that, the signals for an eastbound turned green. After I noticed that, I tried to swap the cameras around so I would have the A630 as handheld and the big camcorder on the tripod. However, I got caught off guard while I was doing that by the eastbound, so I unfortunately could only film it with my main camcorder. It wasn't too big of a loss though, the power was of course GE junk. It was a very long, over an hour wait for the next train, as you can see by the drastic change in lighting. The next train was another eastbound intermodal with more C6Ms, another duo of them. Anyways, yeah, I did manage to get the A630 into handheld mode in time for this shot, so here's the shot I got on it. I'm especially proud of this shot. The weirdly fast pan and standing a little too close to the train definitely make it feel like some of the more amateur videography from the 2000s that I've seen railfanning wise. And of course, once again, here's the shot from the camcorder set up on a tripod. This is literally the first time I filmed a train with this camcorder on a tripod, so that's interesting, I guess. And it's also from this cool low angle, so this was a pretty good shot in addition to the nice one on the A630. After that, it was another long wait before the next train. However, the next train was a very good one. Finally, not GE junk. It was NS881, a BNSF transfer coal train with an ACE leading and an H2 SD70 Mac trailing second. This was by far the best consist I saw on this day. In fact, I can't even remember the last time I saw an H2 SD70 Mac that wasn't one of those WFRX patched ones. So this is a very nice catch, and of course, it was very appropriate to film it on the A630, as this is a consist that would have been very common around 2006 to 2010, when this camera would have been used. And of course, I wasn't only going to film this train on the A630, the shot you just watched was actually filmed by my dad. Here's the shot of the train on the normal camcorder, with a very nice pan on the trailing BNSF Mac. And with the darkness creeping in, I had no other option other than to go home after this train passed. I would consider this a successful trip, though I got some nice shots on the A630. I know this video was very camera heavy and less train focused, but if you enjoyed it and would like to see me film more trains on this camera or other strange cameras that I have, because trust me, I have a lot of weird cameras just laying around, let me know. Maybe I'll make a sequel to this video eventually. But with all that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Catch those units while you can, especially the ones that look like they came straight out of 2006, and I will see you in the next video.